deer, you are hunting.
Oh, okay.
So,
So I always thought it wasn't, you can't shoot the animal at all. I
no,
thought that you
no,
had to, uh,
yeah, yeah.
You have to go
catch.
through
Yeah.
that zabiha process. Whether you have shot an animal and it is not yet died, it is still alive, or choose a live animal. Whichever you do, you have to go
Hmm.
through the process.
The zabiha process, the slaughtering process.
Right. So how was it like, when eating and growing up? Did you have lots of food, meats, vegetables, and
If anyone asks me what is good about Pakistan, then I say two things stand out. It is the family structure, which is really appreciable in Pakistan, which is greatly helpful, and it is the food. The food that you eat is healthy, you enjoy it, you like it, it's part of the culture as well. And I can see that the people who have migrated from Pakistan to the Western world, they have taken these two things along with them. I have been talking that we are still a well knit family, we still meet one another, try to help wherever it is possible. So the family structure has survived even in Pakistani American society. And so has survived the food, whether it is in your homes or whether you go to restaurants. You have all kinds of Pakistani restaurants or Indian restaurants that cook the food with which you are accustomed. And then in home, women are able to cook, even men know how to cook, and you get the similar ingredients, if not the same, and try to cook the food simply because this is a really tasty food, a food with which you are accustomed and you continue to have it.
what were some foods that your mother made that you loved growing up? What was
All
some of
the
them?
same food that you find here. It's biryani, it is goat meat, it is chicken tikka, it is all the same things what we used to have. Yes, that is true that when you are in a difficult period, then meat is not so easily available. So you may not have it every day, you may have it alternate day, or sometimes like that. In our part of the world, chicken used to be a costly meat, surprisingly. Now it is no more. So chicken was a delicacy when you have some guest, when you have some special day. Otherwise it was beef and goat meat for everyday use. Now it has changed, but it was sometimes back. Uh,
What did you eat for breakfast as a kid?
with breakfast, it was always paratha anda, egg and bread, which is somewhat fried,
And
and
firni.
firni. Yes, the rice in milk, sweetened.
Yeah.
So that was
Or
a
with
very
carrot
yeah,
firni.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You had a very common breakfast, and this breakfast sustained you for a longer period. So our lunch used to be late, after 2, after 3 when we were back to school. But that early morning breakfast at 7:30, that kept you going all those hours.
And what about fruits?
Fruits were not very common in our childhood. The fruit was bought only at two occasions. One was Ramazan, when you are fasting, then for evening breakfast you should have fruit. So, and the other time is when you were sick, then some oranges, some grapes, that will be bought. But what I am talking about is childhood. Later on, when there was some better period, then fruit became part of the food, part of the life. But it is the vegetable and meat which continue to be the staple food.
What about sweets as in childhood?
Sweets were made at home in the early time. Uh, then things changed, and sweets that are available in restaurants here in New York, they are the similar sweets that are prepared in Karachi, and you go and buy a box, and either you present it to someone at some happy occasion, or take it home and enjoy yourself. But there is a large number of sweets and different varieties and different kinds, and people do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Cakes have a smaller place in our ceremonies. It has now increased with birthday parties, but I am talking about our childhood or as teenagers.
What was Eid like as a child?
It was always a very happy occasion. It was always celebrated with a spirit. One thing was that the fasting month was over, the other was that you have 3 days holidays, another thing that you have new clothes, and that people are coming to your house and you are serving them or you are visiting others. And one thing more, that you always got some money as an Eid gift, and that money was a pretty significant thing when you are only 8 years old or you are a teenager, and you plan what will you do with that money that you received on Eid from your uncles and aunts and all that. So Eid was a happy occasion without any doubt. It was particularly till you are teenager and till the time you are receiving this Eid gift. When you are older, you won't get it anymore, or only 1 or 2% will give it to you. But when you are a child, anyone who came to your house will give you some coins. That was the time when coins were good enough money to buy many things.
We also have like food, different food on different occasions. So like for Eid, you know, it's traditional that you make sheer khorma, which is like, you know, vermicelli and with some dates in it and some pistachio and almond, you know, all those fruit nuts, you know, those kind of things. So that's one of the dish for Eid, special. Halwa puri, you know, is another thing. And then we have some food for Ramadan, you know, like we don't eat in usual day, you know, on a daily basis, you know, and like few of the things like, you know, pakora, you know, and some kind of chana, you know, kala chana that is made. It's kind of like a more Bihari thing than, you know, the rest of the world, the rest of Pakistan. Because the other, you know, they have more chickpeas, but we have kala chana, you know, black one. And some other dishes, you know, dahi bada and all that, you know, we make, you know, for fasting, you know, break the fasting. So that kind of food. And then as far as the sweets are concerned, you know, like we used to, when I was growing up, my sister-in-laws and my mother, they used to make halwas out of many different things. But the most popular one was chane ka halwa and the gajar ka halwa. And then to some extent, you know, dates halwa also was there. So these kind of things which take a lot of time because they have to grind it manually, you know, on sil batta, you know, that I don't remember you, but they didn't use blender at that time, and so it was hard work to do to make that kind of halwa. But it was popular and it was very tasty, and you know, we always liked it.